Hello, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm giving an update on the Shanquella Robinson case. As far as what I know, um, I think it's very important for especially us content creators to keep this story. So much has happened since then. They found three other black people down in Cabo, I think it was Cabo, that allegedly died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I think they need to investigate that too. Um, and a lot of things, shootings and gun violence and people. They had four Caucasian college students that got killed here. I forget what city that is. That happened, and some other gun violence incidents has been going on here in the United States. So, um, heart and prayers go out to their families. So, a lot of things that's been happening since then, but we really need to keep this case, especially content creators. We really need to keep, you know, the momentum going on this case. So I'm just really, really very disturbed by what happened to this young lady. I was watching the YouTuber by the name of Tisha Tales, and she was saying that allegedly the Mexican authorities in Cabo were paid by Shanquella's enemies. I'm not going to call them friends because they're not friends. They were paid by Shanquella's enemies to cover up. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know for sure, to cover this situation up. It's a lot of layers to this. They're saying that she passed 15 minutes after her injuries. She allegedly had a broken neck, and they call luxation, something luxation, which I guess means she had injury, a spinal injury plus a broken neck. And initially they tried to say it was alcohol poisoning, but they did a medical autopsy down there in Mexico, and found out she had the broken neck. It's a lot of things going back and forth as to, they said that the time of death may not be correct, that apparently her enemies robbed Shanquella, stole her credit card. They tried to call her father to get money to send for her medical. And he was like, because there's a couple of people interviewed her dad, and he was like, well, she has medical insurance. So that's suspect there. The family paid, I think the family paid for another autopsy before her, and paid for her body to be shipped back here in the United States. But there's some things that's not adding up. That allegedly her six enemies paid, might have paid the authorities down there to cover up what really happened to her. And according to Tisha Tales, they allegedly did CPR on her, tried to run an IV unsuccessfully, tried to do CPR on her multiple times, which that doesn't make any sense to me. I've worked in healthcare. I did, in all the times that I worked in healthcare, I done CPR twice. The first time was at a assisted living facility that I worked at, and even when I was doing it, the first time that I did CPR on someone, the paramedics were there, and I heard a bone crack, and they said, "Don't worry about it, keep going." So I would think if you do a CPR on someone that many times, there would be further injury to their body. That doesn't, to me, that just doesn't add up in my mind, because one of the things you do when you perform CPR is that you check for a pulse before you even start it. You check for a pulse. Um, that doesn't make sense to me. Allegedly, she said they did CPR on her multiple times. Well, that doesn't make sense to me. I've done it. I did it on my past job. I didn't talk about it, but I did it on my past job that I left on a gentleman, and so I've done it twice on an actual person. Me working in healthcare, and I know that in the process of you doing CPR, you can possibly crack a rib. Because I think that when I was doing it the first time when I worked at this other assisted living facility, the paramedics were there as I was doing it, and I heard a crack, and they said, "Don't worry about it, keep going." So I can only imagine if Shanquella already had a broken neck and injury to her spine, them trying to do CPR that many times on her after she already passed, to me seems like that would cause her further injury to her spine and to her rib cage. It doesn't make sense to me. And being a medical professional, common sense would tell you to check for a pulse, that you shouldn't even be trying to do CPR that many times. So that to me doesn't add up to me. Me working in healthcare and me doing CPR myself a couple of times on an actual human being, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do CPR on someone that many times without checking a pulse, without making sure, especially if you call yourself a medical professional? So that stuff's not adding up to me. But I don't know. Allegedly, they try to seek medical help for her. They try to pay the people off, or because I'm not understanding as to why they even let her 6 enemies leave Mexico. They shouldn't even have let them leave. Immediately, they should have went into investigation mode and should have held them down there. There's no way that they should have let them leave. But they let them leave. They could have possibly paid them off and cover it up to make it seem like it was alcohol poisoning, so they would let them leave. But there's no way that those authorities in Mexico should have let her 6 enemies leave. There's no way. There's no way they should have immediately went into investigation mode and held them down there. There's no way they should have let those people. So it could have been some money involved. Allegedly, they stole $10,000 from Shanquella to get back to the United States. And there's a lot of layers to this. A lot of things are just not adding up. Thank God the FBI here in the United States have decided to, but they was talking to a member of the FBI, and he was saying that because she died in Mexico, that the FBI here has to actually be invited to, the Mexican authorities had to actually invite the FBI here to help them assist in the investigation. They have to actually be invited if they want them there. But I don't understand. I mean, I've never been to a foreign country. I've never been out of the country myself. But I thought that in these foreign countries, they have like what they call an American embassy. I don't know. And the fact that Shanquella was an American citizen, sound off in the comments section and let me know, educate me on that. Because it seems like to me, because Shanquella was an American citizen, I know that she died in their country, but she was still an American citizen. And I thought that those foreign countries have an American embassy that they can use as a mediator, whatever. I don't know. I've never been out of the country. I don't even have a passport. So I don't know the whole ins and out. I just know that the FBI man did say that they would have to be invited to Mexico from the Mexican authorities to assist them in an investigation. But I'm hoping that on the United States, these people are still, these 6 enemies of Shanquella's are still, they disappeared because when they came back to the United States, they went, they had the audacity to go to the family and tell them that, Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning. And they sat there and the so-called male friend of hers came over to the house several times, over to her mother's house several times, and sit and had dinner with her and everything, and sat there and told them her and her sister, a bold-faced lie, and try to make it seem like it was an accident and all that. And then when the family received the autopsy report, they disappeared. Apparently her best friend, the male best friend, and the Winter Donovan, the one that was supposed to have gave her the fatal blow, it was either 2 or 3 of them that came by the mother's house to, I think they were just trying to see what the mother knew. This just blows my mind. Sit there in her mother and her sister's face and told a bold-faced lie. And they said the sister asked them specifically, was there a fight? And they lied and said, no, it wasn't. When the family received the autopsy report, they didn't hear nothing else from them. They tried to call them. The phone calls has been going to voicemail. They're completely ignoring the family now. They left out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They went to some other cities. This doesn't make any sense. I just pray that this young lady's family gets justice. This is just ridiculous. But according to Tisha Tells, the YouTuber Tisha Tells, go over there on her channel, because she's done like 2 or 3 videos. So go over there to her channel and check it out. The update that she just gave, I haven't heard that from anybody else. So I don't know how she found out that information. But yeah, allegedly they paid the authorities down there to try to cover this thing up and to be released, because there is no way that those Mexican authorities should have let those people go. They should not. They should have immediately went into investigation mode. There's no way they should have let them go. They should have never been allowed to come back to the United States. Never. Because now they're disappeared. Can't nobody find them. You know what? They can't hide forever. God know where they at. God know where they at. They can't hide forever. You can run, but you can't hide. So I just pray that these people are found. These people are brought to justice. Now, I don't know. Once they find them, I don't know if the FBI here is going to extradite them back down to Mexico, because I believe that's where they're going to stand trial and everything. I don't know how that's going to work. But, enlighten me in the comments section. Make sure, if you know anything or whatever, make sure you please educate me in the comments section. I don't know how these things work. I've never been out of the country. But let me know. Just educate me in the comment section. I don't know. But I just pray that this family gets justice. I pray that these people are still missing. They didn't shut down their social media accounts. There's rumors going around saying that one or two of them, her attackers, were male. That's transgender. That's not true. That's not true. Because a couple of YouTubers showed a childhood picture, because apparently the 6 of them were childhood friends. So, oh yeah, they go way back. I mean, they thick as thieves. They go way back. And in that childhood photo, they're there. Shanquella's not there because she didn't meet them until much later. She didn't meet them until she went to college. But the other six, uh, of her six enemies, they go way back. They go way back to elementary and junior high. Because this picture was allegedly taken 12 years ago or something like that. And they do definitely look younger. They look the same, but they look younger in these pictures. And they were females. They were females. And then one of her attackers, Dejanay, I think allegedly she has a child. So only a born biological woman can have a child. So I just wish people would quit spreading those rumors that at the end of the day, does it really matter? Because people don't understand how females can break someone's neck. It can happen. It can happen. A lot of people are not understanding as to how females can cause that kind of damage to someone's spine. But it can happen. If you watch a female prison fight, it can happen. It's a possibility it can happen. If you watch a female prison fight, it can happen with enough force. And if she was hit in those areas multiple times, if she was hit and struck in her back multiple times, yes, it can happen. And Shanquella was a small young lady. She was not heavy. She was small. She was very small. Even her father verified that in his interview. That and you can look at her pictures and tell that she was a tiny girl. She was not heavy. So, I do believe that it's possible females can, and it was 6 people. I like I said in my first video, it was in my spirit that it was more than one person. So it could have been all of them. I don't know. It could have been more than 2 people that took a shot at her. So, I just pray for justice for her family, for Shanquella's family. This is just so sad. It's terrible. It's horrible. These people that she thought were her friends, and she had been knowing them for a long time. These wasn't some random people that she met and know for a short period of time. She knew these people for a few years. She knew them for a long time. So, and there's some videos that's surfacing of them. There's one video where she's looking for them in the house. And, one video where they're sitting at the table eating and they seem to all be cool. They're playing some type of game. It looks like some type of morbid game that they were playing. And they all seemed like they was cool and everything and joking and laughing and getting along and everything before this happened. So she probably was blindsided and didn't see it coming. And people don't understand that people change. Even family members can turn on you. Even your own family members can turn on you. So we've heard so many stories. I just heard a story just recently of a mother killing her son because he wouldn't get up and go to the store for her. That's crazy. A mother, and this was her only son. Yeah. A mother killed her own son, because he wouldn't go to the store for her. So your own family members can turn on you, or children killing their parents killing their children. It can happen. I mean, so if that can happen amongst family members, just imagine amongst so-called friends. So people change. And, she was only 25 years old. When you're 25 years old, you only know what you know. And I just pray that this family gets justice for Shanquella. And we need to, as content creators, need to keep this story going. But yeah, this is crazy. But let me know in the comment section, what your thoughts are on this. Educate me. But that's as far as I know. What I've been hearing, video of the content creators and things like that. As far as I'm going to keep you guys updated, keep this story going, and keep you guys updated. Um, Make sure you guys please stay safe, and prayers going up to Shanquella's family. I seen some pictures, some videos of the funeral. She had a blessed home going. She had a blessed funeral. So that was beautiful. But yeah, I really, really hope that these people are brought to justice that done this to her. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and share. And until the next video, be blessed.